Today we are going to discuss about our chapter number 14, that is the moon. We all know about moon. In this chapter we are going to learn about some specific things about moon, like the surface of the moon, phases of the moon, about the eclipse, that is solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, and about the landing on the moon for the very first time. Okay, so let's start. There are 8 planets in our solar system. We all know about it, that there are 8 planets in our solar system, and most of you also know the names of the planet. In this picture you can see this is our sun, and there are all the planets, and each planets revolve in a specific path around the sun. Okay, this is our Earth, this is Jupiter, and in the second picture if you look very carefully, then you can find some big celestial bodies. These are the celestial bodies. Here these are the celestial bodies. So there are many celestial bodies. So those celestial bodies or heavenly bodies that revolves around the planets are called natural satellite. We also have a one natural satellite, and the name of our natural satellite is Luna. And any satellite that revolves around any planet is called moon. Okay, so jump to our chapter. There are 8 planets in our solar system, and all these planets revolve around the sun. Several planets in our solar system have some special heavenly bodies revolving around them. We already learned that there are some heavenly bodies that revolves around our planets. So these special heavenly bodies are called natural satellites, and these natural satellites are popularly known as moons. So we can call them as natural satellites, or we can call them moons. So some planets have more than one moon, like Jupiter has more than 50 moons, and also there are some planets which do not have any moon. Also there are some planets which does not have any moon, like Mercury and Venus. So while some have only one moon, Mercury and Venus has no moon, our Earth has only one natural satellite called Luna. And Luna is commonly known as the moon. Obviously, as Luna is a natural satellite that revolves around a planet, that is our Earth, so Luna is also a moon. Have you ever observed the moon at night? We all observed the moon at night. Write your observations in 2 sentences. So what we can say? We only can see our moon at night, and every day we see that moon changes its shape. So we can write these 2 sentences. Next, the moon revolves around the earth, and it takes about 28 days to complete one revolution around the earth. So for one revolution, that is to complete its path, it takes 28 days, and our earth takes 365 days to revolve around sun. So the moon is about 3,84,400 km away from the earth. It has no light of its own. It shines because the light of the sun falls on it. We all know about it that moon has no light. It reflects the light of the sun. For this reason we only can see the moon, due to the reflection of sun's light by moon. Okay. Next, surface of the moon. In this picture you can see the surface of the moon is not so smooth. In some places you can find big rocks, that is big mountains. Also in some places you can find great plains. It vary with place to place on the moon. So the surface of the moon is not even, that is the surface is not as good as earth. In some places we can find great plains, and in some places we can find huge mountains. So it consists of great plains and huge mountains. The surface of the moon is covered with a thick layer of dust, and in our earth is covered with a thick layer of gases, smokes, water vapor. But in case of moon, the surface is covered with a thick layer of dust, and there is no water and air on the moon. For this reason, no one can live, and we can't hear even our own voice on it. That is, if a person standing on the moon start to talk, he or she can't hear his own voice. Okay, so if two persons sitting or standing on the moon wants to talk with each other, they must have to take the help of satellites, otherwise they can't talk. Why? As the sound needs a medium to travel from one place to another place. But on the moon there are no atmosphere. So due to the absence of atmosphere, that is material medium, sound fails to propagate, that is travel from one place to another place. Okay, so here is the reason that this is because the sound waves need a medium to travel, but absence of atmosphere prevents the propagation of sound waves. Clear? Next, the temperature on the moon during daytime is about 100 degrees Celsius, while at night it falls about minus 150 degrees Celsius. So you can see that there are a huge difference between the temperature of day and night. During day, the temperature becomes around 100 degrees Celsius. This is too hot temperature, and this is also the boiling temperature of water. We already learned about it. 100 degrees Celsius is the boiling temperature of pure water, and so in this temperature we can't live. And also at night, if you look, the temperature falls to minus 150 degrees Celsius. So this is also too cold to live for us. So as there is no air, no water, the temperature difference is so high, so for man it's not possible to live like on the earth. Okay, and here is interesting fact that the moon is the fifth largest moon in solar system after Ganymede, Titan, Callisto and Io. So here is a picture. In this picture you also can find out that Ganymede, Titan, Callisto, Io, and then moon. Mercury is not a natural satellite. So this is the first, second, third, fourth, and this is the fifth. And sixth is Europa, then Triton, and at last in this range Titania. Okay, so next move to the next page. Phases of the moon. So in this picture you can see the shape of the moon changes every day, and see the moon every night for several nights at a stretch. So if we look for several days, we can find out, or we can see this change. The moon changes its shape almost daily. Does the moon really changes its shape on its own? That is, there are no other reasons moon can change its shape by itself? That's not true. So no, it does not. As it orbits the earth, its different parts are light up by the sun's light at different times. That is, we only can see the part of the moon on which the earth's light fall, and the part on which the earth light fails to fall or fails to come, we can't see that part. Okay, so as the moon revolves around the earth, earth revolves around the sun. So due to these revolutions, it happens that all the time sun fails to get complete light on its whole surface. Okay, so next, as it orbits the earth, its different parts are light up by sun's light at different times. We are able to see only its part that faces the sun, that is, the part on which the sunlight falls. The rest of the moon remains in the dark. Obviously, we only able to see the moon due to the reflection of light of sun. So if the light fails to fall on the moon, so no light will reflected back to us, so we can't see that portion of the moon. Hence we feel as if the moon is changing its shape. This changing shapes of the moon are called the phases of the moon. On some days, we do not see the moon at all because its illuminated side faces away from the earth. That is, the whole moon fails to get the light of the sun. So no light reflected back to us. So for us it's not possible to see the moon. This is called the new moon. Only a small portion of the moon is visible. After some days, then this is called crescent moon. That is, when a very small portion of the moon is visible, then this phase of the moon is called crescent moon. Next, when only half of the moon is visible, it is called half moon. And when we see the 3/4 of the moon, it is called the gibbous moon. Okay. And the full moon is visible when the entire side of the moon facing the earth receives the sunlight. That is, when the complete side of a moon gets the sunlight. And when we see that, or when some portion of the moon gets the sunlight, then we fail to see the complete moon. And when we see the complete moon, it is called full moon. So there are 5 phases of the moon, which are new moon, crescent moon, half moon, gibbous moon, and full moon. You have to prepare the definitions of all the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse, and landing on the moon will be taught in the next class. Thank you.